Hey, thanks for checking out my channel if this is your first time here, and if not, that means you're a subscriber and you've come back for more, and that means you're awesome. Congratulations on being awesome. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, and this is my review of Beast. It's part of my spooky season reviews. I've put up one every day so far in the month of October. That qualifies as something spooky or scary or just in general Halloween themed. And I always talk in this voice when I talk about it. I'm a blind film critic, so yeah, I review films with audio description. Interestingly enough, this fun thing happened with Beast where we made it to the end of the credits on a Peacock release, and it didn't push me into another film. It actually let me get to the end, and I found out the film was narrated by Ingrid Tudor, who has done a bunch of things before, and I was just like, oh my god. Peacock didn't kick me out. Peacock always kicks me out. I got to see the total, full, complete credits to Beast, which have narration, by the way. Yeah, Inger's narration here is really good. Just to start out and talk about the audio description, there's a lot that happens in the dark, and let me remind you that for those who have no idea what this movie is about, the antagonist, I guess you could call it that, of this film is a lion. So you're gonna need that lion movement, in the background, and because it's not gonna talk, it's not gonna tell you where it is or what it's doing. So yeah, when it's stalking around and leaping and taking out humans, yeah, we get all that. We get some gory details. This film's fairly violent. It's not like just tremendously gory, but this is from a director with like Balthazar. Don't even make me try to pronounce his last name. I don't know. I don't care. The film is not that interesting for me. I don't want to follow this dude's career. He competently directed a film that still I think runs a little long. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's a film that really has a very limited setting to it, and he found inventive and creative ways of stretching the film, but it still feels like it's being stretched. I mean, it still feels like this film is just going on and on and on and on forever. But this film stars Idris Elba, who plays a doctor whose wife has recently passed away. And he has decided to take his daughters back to her ancestral home of Africa. Where Charlotte Copley is the brother-in-law. I don't get it either. It doesn't make any sense. I tried to figure it out. Yeah, anyway, so yes, Charlotte Copley is in this as the brother-in-law to Idris Elba's character. I was trying to follow that one myself, but anyway, who grew up in Africa. I know Charlotte Copley's from South Africa. It's just I don't know. It really, casting wise, this is what we're doing. We're but I don't know. So Charlotte Copley also works in a what do you want to say, like a sanctuary wildlife safari thing, and he fights poachers. He's on the squad that keeps the poachers out. But the poachers still get in anyway, and they kill things. And now they're killing lions because people want like lion teeth and and all this stuff. And the film opens up at the beginning with these poachers that wipe out a bunch of lions, but I guess they didn't wipe them all out because Daddy Lion is very angry. He is not happy that somebody came in and murdered his family. So he just goes apeshit and murders like as many things as he possibly can. Just and they point out at one point, they're like, this is not like a lion. Lions, they hunt and they eat. They don't just kill and just leave things for dead. And this lion is just like, I'm gonna kill you and then leave you for dead. Because I'm not a normal lion. I'm a beast. And that's what the film's about. Anyway, so they get stuck out in the wilderness for a while. Of course, the car breaks down. There's some inane scene. I was so annoyed. Actually, the film's not that bad. I know I'm making fun of it, but the tension is actually really good for what it does. It feels like it's stretching itself for long periods of time. There's some laughable scenes in here. There's a scene where they should have been able to get the fuck up out of there, just straight up. But unfortunately, I guess poachers have rules, you know? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, poachers to me seem like the kind of people who would leave their keys in the car, because I don't think they care who's driving. I think they just kind of roll up as a squad and they all hop out with their guns, and then they just kind of hop back in, and then like one of them is driving. I don't think it's one of these things where like the driver's like, oh, I gotta make sure I take my keys. Somebody might steal my car out here in the middle of fucking nowhere. You know, like, why did they take their keys? They're like they roll up in that scene, they roll up in two trucks, and Idris Elba, like, he can't steal their trucks because they took their keys. Why? Because of... And they did it preemptively too. They did it before, like, they thought, because they were going to give like Idris a ride back. There's a thing that happens that causes them, and they're running around trying to find this lion basically. And Idris is like, while the poachers are out there trying to get this lion, he's going to try to sneak the truck. But the dude took the keys, and I'm like, why? Who's going to steal this car? Like, I mean, technically, yes, Idris Elba is, but they were going to give him a ride anyway. Like, what was the risk? Why would he... it's so stupid. Anyway, so that scene was dumb. There's also a scene where literally Idris Elba, because apparently he's so upset, he's so angry at not being James Bond, that he has to do the most badass thing possible. He catches a snake that's lunging at him in midair. In midair, he caught a snake in midair that was lunging at his face. He just reached up and I'm like, oh my God, he's a doctor. He's not like an army specialist or like a ninja. He doesn't have the kind of skills that would require him to be able to grab a snake out of midair. But he does it anyway. That's what this film is. It's kind of cheesy. It's kind of actiony. It takes itself really seriously. You never feel like... First of all, the main family is Idris and two little girls. If you think those two little girls are going to be eaten by a lion, you were sorely mistaken. I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil that. Those kids, like, this film is not putting two little kids in any mortal danger. It has no problem putting Idris and Charlotte in mortal danger, and all the other random adults that just keep showing up for the lion to be able to kill. But nobody actually thinks those girls are ever going to die. I mean, they're, they do kind of have a problem with like staying in the vehicle, especially the older one who's just being like all like, I can't believe dad let mom die. She's blaming him because they separated right before their mom died, and she was missing her mom, and even the brother-in-law is kind of miffed because he wanted her body brought back to the ancestral home. Yes, I know this is a thing, and I can't get past it. I'm like, anyway, so yeah, his thing was that she would have wanted to be buried in Africa, and I'm like, okay. So that's the film. It's a lion, and it's chasing Idris Elba around. It's killing poachers, and everybody's trying to stay alive, and they've got guns, and there's daytime and there's nighttime, and the car doesn't move, and sometimes the radio works, and sometimes it doesn't. There's a little bit of gore because the lion does kill people in ways. I will say that I feel like the audio description did kind of let me know what the gore was like, but sometimes it would just kind of tell me there's a corpse. Maybe my only qualm with Inger's description, but then again, I don't really know what the corpse looked like either. So I can't tell you if that corpse was mangled enough to make it into the description. Maybe it just died. Maybe the dude was out there and he just had a stroke while chasing the lion around. I don't know. Maybe it just is a corpse and there's nothing wrong with it. But if we're missing gore, this is a film where people are showing up and they want to know, like, who's being attacked by the lion and how bad it is. I mean, that's the reason for this film. So it's a thriller. I guess it kind of works for October as a scary film. It's kind of intense. You're not really sure if the adults are going to survive, because they do continuously put themselves in mortal danger. And I don't want to spoil what happens with either of them. And it does find creative ways of being able to sustain and stretch this film from what would seem to be like a really short film into some sort of massive feature-length extravaganza. So it does manage to do that. I had a pretty fun time. There were a couple things that I thought were really silly, but in films like this, there usually are a couple things that are really silly. But there were very few things that are as laughable as Idris Elba catching a snake lunging in midair. Just, like, oh my God. So that is Beast, currently available on Peacock. So if you want to get the cock out and watch Beast, it's up to you. For Halloween. All right, so I'm gonna give Beast a B-. Yeah, I know it seemed like I was making fun of it, but honestly, it's pretty effective. There's a couple moments where we're stretching it a little bit, and it's a little bit funny, a little bit laughable. But for the most part, it's actually pretty good. And actually, I'm not too crazy, because if you think this film is shitty, it actually has a positive, barely. It's not certified fresh because it's barely above 60%, but it is above 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's 63% when I looked at it. So this is considered to be a good film this year. So I align with the critics this time, anyway. So that's it. If you made it this far in the review, you must like me. So go ahead and subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 100 by the end of the year. I want to be a triple-digit YouTuber. I hear it's really fun up there in those triple digits. You can also visit my website, macthemovieguy.com, where I have more reviews and just other random articles. I also have my Twitter handle at MacTheMovieGuy, so you can twit me on the twit. And you can go to the audio description project, adp.acb.org. It'll let you know what else has audio description and where you can watch it. And the adna.org will let you know the resume of Ingrid Tudor. You can look her up and see what else she's done. So that's it. I gotta go review something else, but I'll see you on the other side.